Free heathen breaking the game. For the makers, the dreamers, remember the name. Crew and tribe, we're riding this wave. For every creator who dared to be brave. He's the man with the vision, designs that inspire, fueling the scene with relentless fire. From the crew to the tribe, he's breaking the mold, building a legacy that's fierce and bold. Promoting the makers, he's lifting them higher. Every model a spark, every print's desire. He's got the skills, the hustle, the drive. Free Heathen Workshop, keeping dreams alive. So keep your chin up, protect your neck. This life's a grind, but there's no regret. Just build, 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 let your heart connect. I love you and you matter, never forget. Oh, free, they're leading the way, pushing the limits, redefining the play. For the crew, for the tribe, for the ones who strive. He's the pulse of the maker's drive.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the Free Heathen Workshop. My name, of course, is Maker Millwright. Welcome into my laboratory. Thank you for being here. I have some design work I need to finish up, but I don't have a free printer right now because I'm printing some stuff. So maybe we'll fiddle around with some stuff. But today's show is going to be a hot topic show. And it's not a hot topic for the designers or the makers out there in the community. It's more of a hot topic for the companies that make their money off of us. As there's been slowly but surely some changes, and definitely some changes into the host sites lately. And some of the changes go back about a year, some are a little bit shorter than that. But in general, things like that are happening. So I am here to chat you up and see what we can do about it. I don't have any influence on these sort of things. I don't really get listened to. And I'm not really a big enough designer for anyone to really care. But if you haven't seen my work is all over the web. You can search me by the Free Heathen Workshop or the Free Heathen, either works. And I make stuff. And one of the things that, I've sort of fallen into the grouping of is I design miniatures. But I design miniatures in Tinkercad, which have less of an aesthetic appeal, I would say, to most people because it's just the way it's made, right? So there's a big push to use Blender and things like that, but in general, I just do what I do. Like one of the things I always tell people is make sure you make what you want to make. It's fun to chase, trends and things like that, but I don't. Just doesn't do it for me. What I do is I make what I want and I enjoy it. And one of the things I do is like because I work on two games, I'm a designer for Beacon of Doom, and I am the lead game designer and model designer for Darkstar Chronicles. So today we'll probably do some of that, but at some point today we're going to have a chat about host websites and the difference between them all and the benefits of some and the disadvantages of others. So yeah, when chat sort of kicks up here, I'll start doing that. In the meantime, I think I'm going to turn some music on for myself because music makes the people come together. Yeah, you know what I mean. And then we'll sort of go from there. Right now, it's one of those things where I'm trying to find the right words. Um, trying to find the right words to approach the subject. But a lot of my friends and a lot of other designers I know and myself have been sort of on the debate on moving our catalogs around because it seems like the websites are just doing what they do and they're not paying attention. Now, one of the things that I've always said about host website is they're like a talent agency. They should be the ones trying to sell your inventory, not the other way around. It's the same thing I say about Twitch. Twitch should be promoting and helping small creators become large creators because then more money comes to the platform. But in general, it doesn't seem to me that's the way things are. Now I've been doing this for 6 years, so I sort of have an impression of what things are. I started on with an Ender 3 V1 3D printer, and then I went about and updated my machine, and then I moved through it, and now I'm sponsored by Snapmaker and Bamboo and Polymaker filaments. So the progress is there and the effort is done, but in general, what we're going to talk about today is a hot topic, and I don't have a lot to say. I more am interested in dealing with what the community has to say and sort of feedback and a back and forth with you guys. I will be opening up the Discord chat today. So, yeah, it's a difficult topic. And the reason why it's a difficult topic, I would say, is because I I have been treated very well by a lot of the websites. So, it's a hot topic, and I'm not sure how to approach it in a respectful way without being too kind. So I may just say what I think and then sort of explain my ideas. Um, so also, Bob, I got your message and I will be running that today. I just loaded the machine. Although you're going to have to live with a copper red, not a red red, because I think I'm down to like 5 grams of red red. So we'll be running like a metallic red, like a copper red. I haven't even looked at the model yet because I have one more set of items to do for the thing I'm doing right now. So if you want to support the show, there's lots of different ways, but I don't think I'm going to do a lot of self-promoting today. I'm really more interested in what you guys have to say. So, well, yeah, send it to me just to irritate him. I agree. I just thought it was funny to send it where I met him. Yeah. Well, I do. I guess for those of you who have never seen me before or watching the channel and haven't been following me, um, I've gone through the effort and time to uh, to promote every creator I know and try to interlock them with communities that will help them, be it printers, be it feedback, be it whatever. The splash towards me is a lot less, but you haven't test print? Fine, I'll test print. What do I care? I'm not even printing my stuff today. I'm printing a cosplay prop and a. I don't want to say what it is, but I'm printing something else. It has candles in it. So, but that's like. I'm not sure where to start today, so I'm sort of like sandbagging you. I might have to get up and have a dart to come back, because I don't know how to start this without crapping on people. And it's kind of. I know things are different now than they were when I first got involved, but I still want the very best for everyone, so it's sort of, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think I'm gonna have a dart. I'll come back, but no, I'm test printing today. Don't you dare! Don't you? What? My test printing's not good enough? Although I am tempted to upscale because I like upscaling your stuff. But the topics today will be Thangs, 3D print, or sorry, Cults 3D, printables, Maker World, and Nextprint. Yeah, you want one too, man? Yeah, just hop over. We'll have one together. Oh, you want a monkey? Oh, I thought we were talking something altogether different. So I'm gonna put you guys on commercial break. I will be back. I struggle with finding the right words. Also, built over bot. So we have the sword. I really need to redo the dowel pins. So I will probably redo the dowel pins. but I want to hang that on the Christmas tree or put it in the Christmas tree because you know you can always have another sword, right? So I'm gonna put you guys on break. Please shout out. Please tell everyone that we're here because this is actually gonna. I know this will get a lot of views via like rewatching. I just it's pulling on my heartstrings because this is really close to me. So again, I love you all. Please enjoy this short break. I'll be back in a moment. Oops, not hitting the right buttons today apparently. All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am back. Okay, so I hate. Let's start with the big thing. Let's start with the taste that's in the air, right? So there's been a lot of talk about thangs. Now, I don't have an invested in. I don't have. I'm not invested in thangs. I don't get paid by them. I'm not included by them. I have. That is my primary host website. But I've been with Thangs for years now. I first joined Thangs because the Thangs community manager reached out on Twitter and was posting my work in the 3D render because they were such a small community and they were trying to grow. Okay. Now, granted, they did help me get to an event. They did sponsor me to get to an event. I know they don't like it that I talk about it. but they did. So I have a bias. There is a bias there. I'm going to be 100% clear on it. They did help me previously. They have also in the past sent me material. They have been, I think they've printed one or two of my models. Um, but I've never been, since the new community managers have taken over years later, and to this day, they have not printed anything of mine in the last year, bare minimum. Not even once to just show me, hey, like Maker, by the way, we printed one of your minis. This is what we think of it. Now that to me says some things, right? Now Maker, oh, but you know, bigger designers. I have been promoting Thangs for 3 years, I think, something like that, maybe 2 years. Um, I have helped other creators come to the platform. I've expressed my positive experiences with them. I've expressed my negative experience with them. I used to speak with the community manager once every couple of months. Now, I have not spoken to anyone in Thangs in a very long time. I have not spoken to anyone from Thangs since the Shapeway takeover. Not only that, but my models are not printables by Shapeways by the looks of it. Every model I've tried to have approved never got approved. And if it did get approved, it was one of thousands of my models. Um, in that same breath, I understand. I am a small creator, and yes, for months and months and months, I won the miniature section. I have a big enough community that I got enough downloads, I got enough likes to win. In turn, I gave away all my winnings from Thangs, which it was, for those of you guys don't know, you were able to win gift certificates if you had won the um, the events. Now, because I'm a live streamer, I feel it's inappropriate for me to take those wins. Okay. Good morning, sir. So this is Thangs. For anyone who doesn't know what Thangs is, this is my inventory. It's thousands of models. Okay. Um, Everything here is printable. If you don't see a printed image, it's just because I forgot to take pictures. Now, there was a period in time there where I had really bad potato camera, and I actually can show you that. Um, so it hurts me to talk about. Yeah, you can see there's a potato camera, right? It hurts me to talk about this subject because my hope was that Thangs, when they joined Shapeways or when Shapeways bought them, whatever I don't know the finer eccentricities of it, nor do I care. Um, when this all came about, my thought was they would start featuring designers randomly. That is not what has happened. There's they have been featuring people. They do like well done photography, everything like that. But my logic from the very beginning has been that it's their job to promote me. Okay, it is their job to make my models sell. And I look at any host website, and this will be true for other websites that we go through today. But my position is, if I'm hosting thousands of models on your website, you should be helping me grow. That being said, I can show my back end analytics here just so we're clear on what's going on. So I have uh, um, 23,000 likes, 21,000 downloads, 256,000 views. There's 260,000 views and 1,700 followers. My follower mark has not moved. It's been pretty much stagnant for the last year. You can see here, I wish I could zoom in on this, but you can see my growth has grown, right? This is my all-time they call it cumulative all-time views. Here's my downloads. You can see they've grown, right? But my general analytics has dropped from somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 100, depending on the season, of users to 1. So I have one person subscribed to my account. So that's why I say I am a small creator. So it's important to be clear on what's going on. Hello, Jaden. So how do you drop from 25 to 1 in the span of a year and a half, right? That has become a question that I don't have an answer for. They've put a lot of tools into the platform. Like one of the things that I pushed them for a long time was that on Thingiverse we had analytics. And I know like all the analytics were broken, da 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 da. But it matters for a creator to know where your analytics are. How many downloads you're getting, what you're getting per month, things like that, right? So you can see here my progressive growth is grown. It's sort of leveling off, which is fine. I understand. My general issue that comes up is that I'm old school, and I think if you put time and effort into something, you should be rewarded. That is what it is. So can they buy my models? Of course they can. Can they print my models? Of course they can. But it's not reliant on the company to do that, right? Though I would say, well, we're gonna get to that built over bot. Just give me a minute here. So you can see that my growth is still progressively going up, right? I make a niche item, so I understand that what I do is rarer than what others do. And I make a grimdark horror game called the Darkstar Chronicles, and there are Games Workshop makes the biggest grimdark game ever made, which is Warhammer 40,000. I understand that being in a genre with a juggernaut like that has its place. Um, my 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 position still remains. It's their job to sell my models. So if I'm a vendor, it's my job to sell the licenses of the objects, or not the licenses, to sell the objects I have licenses for. Cumulative can only go up. It's correct. Um, so that being said, there has been a dramatic change in the way that we as designers here over on Thangs has happened. And not only has their Discord died, now I know there's been talk that they're going to reinvigorate their Discord, but even their spending on community growth has stopped. We went from 10 different maker boards to 3. Now I'll show that to you here in a minute. Every single designer I know has had a drop in sales on Thanks. I have done everything in my power to grow and to grow Thanks, because if I grow, they grow, right? But they have done nothing on their side to help me grow so that they can sell more of my models. Now remember, they take a cut of every model I sell, every license I sell, and they've done nothing to reach out to individuals or to communities and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Do I think that's a bad thing? No. I do understand their position. Now, that being said, there is no longer a general growth for me on Thanks. For the last 5 months, 6 months maybe, I've been at 2 subscribers to my content. I know the world is in a worldwide recession. We are starting to see recovery, which is good. But in turn, I find it very challenging to upload new models to Thangs when I don't even end up in the designer showcase. There are 50 entries on Designer Showcase. I never break the top 40. They've done everything they can do to support new creators to get them to roll up in the rankings, which I think is fair. Um, right, so we can go to the top here. Your subscription should hypothetically only go up, not down. Doesn't matter whether or not you are producing content or not, because there is a catalog of inventory that is there. Now, I I do have an opinion on what they've been doing. Now, recently on Twitter, they recently said, well, everyone's going to be required to take a break. So if you win back to back, um, if you win back to back for three, if you win back to back, you're going to have to sit out. Yeah, but most of mine are. It doesn't matter, Jayton. It doesn't matter. The idea. Does a song when a song is on YouTube, does it continue to grow or not? I would say yes, it continues to grow. A lot of designers I know have been fortifying or growing their background with um, with using Patreon. Now, my Patreon, ever since I went over, they do not need to keep the sub for a commercial license. Okay, that's fair. But in turn, you just because they have a commercial license with you means that it should be growing more. Because anyone who sees your work, they should be saying, okay, that's cool. That should grow. For example, G.I. Joes. When people bought G.I. Joes when they first came out, it didn't just stop with G.I. Joes. It kept growing, it kept growing, it kept growing until there was a thing where they're like, meh, no more G.I. Joes. There is a lot of. Here it is. I think I don't know if I can bring this up on screen. Okay, so congratulations. This is the first time I've ever seen them do this, which I think is something they should have been doing for a long, long time. And considering they're like a multi-million dollar company, the fact that they don't have time to do this makes me question. This should be every Friday. So this is, I don't know why it's being done on a Wednesday. This should be every Friday morning for the league that was previously. Should we look at what people are saying? So here's where it starts getting sticky. Now, remember, I have a bias, so I have my own opinions um, on this subject, but some of them are just straight up biased. Now, your contest no longer has integrity so long as you continue to allow collusion and cheating to rig the winnings. Now that I don't know about that, I can't speak on that. We hear you. We've made some changes. Now this is never this is all this is again this should have been done last Friday. It was done on Monday. Okay? And then the reply was said, "We hear you. We've made some changes. As of 2 weeks ago, the top 3 winners now will sit out for 2 consecutive weeks. We this helps ensure the league isn't a popularity contest and gives more makers a chance to shine." Well, I'm sorry, but it will always be a popularity contest. That being said, some of the creators I know have had cut deals with Thangs to come over to Thangs and participate. Now, they're not designers, they are streamers and YouTubers and things like that. Bigger improvements in leagues are coming in 2026, so we have to wait a month. What are they? So we hope these improvements encourage you to compete and a real chance of winning prizes. Further details on the Discord. Here's your invite. Okay, well, they should be saying exact, because why should I have to go and join their Discord? Their Discord is dead and has been dead for a very, very long time. Their Discord originally was made for creators. So the first Discord they had was a very open one. It was very dead. Then it became a designer Discord, and then a section for, and then it had its own private section for designers, separate from what other designers had to say, right? Um, so here's Reprinted 3D, who's a good guy, and I know him from Twitch. No, you haven't heard me. It's not a matter of people sitting out. It's a matter of documented collusion, cheating on behind the scenes because it makes you money. And yes, I have receipts. You seem not interested in that at all. I don't know anything about that. I know nothing about that. But what I can say is one, my models don't get printed very much, so I don't. This doesn't really apply to me. And two, we have had in the time Fangs has been around, we've been AI scraped, we've had people game the system, we've had the introduction of procedurally generated art, which will outweigh someone like me every day, right? So I take a picture, I throw it in, and it becomes popular. And not only that, but IP infringement. And making Disney product, Disney fan art, as soon as you sell that fan art, it is no longer fan art, it's a commercial good, right? So you can see here that no one has even looked at this. Um, it has 1,100 views, that's nothing. Well, let's say 1,200 views, that's nothing. That's my, I have 1,400 followers on Twitter. Um, there's been 81 views from Reprinted. There's been 32 views in the last 9 hours from a Fangs account. I have more views than that. And now it's even gotten smaller because in the last 2 hours there's been 13. I'm not sure how to deal with this. I'm not sure what to say. They have 9,000 viewers. So for them to get 1,000 views, that's 1 in 10, 1 in 9. That's not that big a deal. But you can tell their primary promotion, and I can show you here, is objects, right? A repost from CL3D. CL3D, if you guys don't know who CL3D is, he's the one that designed this. He did this as a gift to me and to you guys, which you guys can print it and post it to our Discord. There is a ongoing event for that. I know, self-promotion. Um, this, I don't know what to say. I would like them to pay more attention to us. I would like them to to put the effort in. But that I could say about any host website. What I do know is that in November. We lost community Dan, and we love Dan. Um, there's a whole letter here. Um, I'm not sure when they're reposting work from specific designers and things. It's hard if they want to be tagged and stuff. When I use their auto SEO generator for things, I never seem to get a repost. Um, but as you can see, like what they post is objects. Objects are the easiest thing to make, just so you know. It's not hard. Now, are they hedging their bets? Sure. But do they not have an account to help us all promote? They do. But where is the interest? Now, most of the designers I know, and this all is not because of one specific designer. It's from, you can see here, yeah, a lot of things are vases, basic objects. This got double posted, right? Let me see here. Dog get posted twice? Yeah, there you go. Got featured there, and it got featured there. Now, CL, he's really good at tagging them. But let's see here. Let's see if I can find anything from me. Even a retweet of what I do. That's a retweet. More shapes. I know this chess set got posted multiple times. Oh no, that's a repost. So there's a repost of the axe. They're them pushing a blog. I don't know why they're pushing a blog. Um, um, multi-board is one of their biggest sellers, just so you guys know. So it looks, yeah. So more multi-board. Now I'm not. There's more of that designer. I'm not sure how to say this. I understand because where I sit on the totem pole is very low, and most people just want to hear what my opinion is. Not really interested in the work I do. There's Gaz again. They their goal, any host website's goal, is to sell my work. And yeah, as you can see, it's a lot of the same thing. It's a lot. There's the cow again. They're just reposting Dave's work. There's Dave again. They're reposting him. But I've yet to see any of my stuff reposted. There's a repost of Dave. There's a repost of CL. Remember, I'm on their official Twitter account. Yeah, so instead of selling our work as a smaller designer and bringing us up so they can make more money off us, they feature a lot of the same people over and over again. Again, where are we here now? We're into June, and there's not a single repost of my work. Who is this? I know she works for them, but it's interesting that she ends up being a main focus in the video. I'll be honest. There's Gaz again. That's a repost by them. So this is, if you were to look at this, you would think that I have not made a single thing in the time I've been with Thangs. There's Bunny, again, featuring their social media person. This is really good. Oh, Folks, they're really good. They're a great designer. They've been featured by companies. There's their stuff again. Lahat, Layla. There's Gaz again. Yeah, and they keep featuring her. It's weird. There's Laha Designs. There's Printed Obsession. Now I know he came to. I'm pretty sure he came to them after they cut a deal. So there's Dave again. So if you were to look at this, you would think, wow, there's only a few designers on Thangs. There's multi-board again. So I'm not sure where I sit with this anymore because I'm going to show you another website here in a moment. I know they've posted ForgeCore a bunch of times. There's Dave again. There's Top. Top hasn't been featured by them in a while. Now, how is it that Thangs, a host website whose their whole purpose is to sell my models, okay? Why is there not a single post every single day by them? There she is again. There she is again. I would say they're featuring her as a content creator more than the website. Thanks is not interested in trying lifting up. They concentrate on the already popular moneymakers, which makes no sense. From a position I'm in, my idea would be that if you've got someone already making money for you, you should be featuring other people who aren't making money for you so they can then make money for you, or vice versa. The stuff I make is not appropriate to them to promote, which I disagree. Spring BB guns or pea shooters is not a big deal, and they've been around forever. So again, like now we're going from, we got a chunk of them here. Again, why is uh, Deanna? Is it Dania? So if anything, she is getting more social media access than them. They told you they won't promote you. They wouldn't say that to me. They just won't promote me. But I'm trying to get back to where they did promote me, and I'll show you where I'm at. Now, I've spent a lot of time. Of course, they can promote you. They can promote the banana gun, no problem. They can promote lots of your stuff. They can promote your older models, bring you interesting. There's Play Conveyor. Play Conveyor hasn't had any since March. There's Gaz again, but it's a repost. There's a Poop Shoot. Ugh, don't even get me started on those. Jayton, maybe they'll post your newest one. There's ForgeCore again. Not looking at dates on this, but it starts to look like they're doing one a day. There's more ForgeCore. You might say, but Maker, other websites don't promote at all. It's true, they don't. There are some websites that do not promote in any way, shape, or form. There's Make Anything. I know Make Anything is a YouTuber. There's more ForgeCore. Modern Machine. But we have yet to see anything from me. Any reposts, any retweets, nothing like that. Now, I can tell you right now, since February, I've released probably 100 models. I might be wrong. Maybe I've released 5. They've once told you that you are not big enough to promote. Gee, that seems like an inappropriate statement, as the goal would be to promote smaller designers to draw interest. There's Modern Machine again. There's more ForgeCore. There's Gaz again. There's more Modern Machine. Lofted Goods. That's the 4th Lofted Goods I think I see. There's Dan joining the Thangs team. So Dan wasn't with them for an entire year. If they're only promoting big people, why are they not promoting Cinderwing? There's Modern Machine. There's Cinderwing. So Cinderwing, that's the first Cinderwing I see. Again, TikTok video by the looks of it. There's Forge Core again. There's Play Conveyor. There's Forge Core again. So they must have had a deal with Forge Core. I do think Built Over Bot is a big boy. There's, well, especially when you go into flexis. There's Gaz again. There's Modern Machine. There's Play Conveyor. There's Modern Machine. I like their stuff, but I happen to like Lantern Lore more. There's Lofted Goods. Again, weird promotion. Why don't I make my own database for small designers? The price to create a database is insane. Right now, I am promoting. I'm not involved with, but I'm involved. But I'm promoting Tinker Atlas, and Tinker Atlas just doing a host media website with 250 members is 300 euros a month. And honestly, Jimmy, what good would it do for me to create a database for small users? There's Gaz again. Um, Again, this is not a shot against the designers, just so you guys know. This is me being proud of the designers, but where's the diversity? There's Lofted Goods and Forge Core. Yeah, like the price of running an internet website, especially a host data one, is crazy. There's some more Play Conveyor. This actually looks like the same pictures previously. And actually, I would say that I promote more designers on the channel than I should be required to, as I myself am a designer. Uh, know someone at Thangs does not like me, and oh, okay. Well, yeah, diversity doesn't sell. So what? The models are already. Everybody's already promoting their own stuff. There's Gaz again. There's a retweet of Gaz. Oh, hey, Jimmy, I've got. I like Tinker Atlas. I've been a very big supporter of Tinker Atlas in what I can do. Um, but the truth of the matter is, the thing that makes Thang special is its search engine. There's Lahat again, and the same model. There's Forge Core. There's Alex. Alex did a good job, by the way. Oh, here we go. Here's somebody who knows something. Creating a database, repost, model site has a lot of caveats. I started designing one for mixed media stuff, and the main thing is making sure that your files are legit and are not being used for bad things. Thank you, Tech Cheaper. This is the truth is like this is not what I do. I'm a designer. The streaming, the social media aspects, that's nothing. Oh, that's cool. That's Canadian. I think I even printed this. Jankmart? Yeah, Jankmart. There's Alex again. Now we're getting into Christmas of last year. Some Photosmint. Photosmint's Patreon is very active. There you go. So this is the first time they've talked about the contests in a single year. They refreshed the leagues. By refreshing the leagues, they made them smaller, just so you guys know. There's Modern Machine reposted. Have you guys not? Have you seen a single model reposted by me? There's Make Anything. There's CL, but reposted. Yeah, like, and again, TechJeeper, you make a good point. If people use free storage for bad stuff, they will. You have to do a lot of validation, or your people will upload .exe files, rename them to STLs and stuff. Yeah, again, that's not my skill set. That's not what I do. I'm a general creative. That's what I do. I make things. That is that's Chelsea. Good job, Chels. Modern Machine again. Here's a post from Thangs. They should have listed the designer. Oh, there they did. My mistake. But me as a small designer, do you see a single repost of any of my work? And I've been with them. I did my very best to get everyone involved with Thangs. Oh, but Maker, why should you get special treatment? I'm not. But there's no repost. There's Jank. There's Gaz. Then you also don't need your site being used by scammers, scraper STLs. Well, we've been scraped 3 times. The website was AI scraped 3 times. There's Mike Moans. I haven't seen a single thing from Mike Moans on here, even though he was on their leaderboard for months. There's GraphKit. I love GraphKit. Or GrackKit. There's Gaz again. There's Modern. There's Laha. Liha. There's ForgeCore. There's a nice repost for Jano. There's Alex. So CL3D seems to be the only consistent one because he releases stuff every week um, that they're reposting. There's another Cinderwing. So that's the second one, Cinderwing being one of their largest designers. There's Little Tup, a very good designer. There's Lightspeed. I think I'm just too small of a designer to be featured by them anymore. But we're getting there. We're in November of 2024, so about a year ago. But yeah, if you ask like, hey, why don't you just do it yourself? Because I don't. There's Gaz again. I don't have the skills nor the income to do it. Have I been a huge supporter of them? For a long time. It's interesting that there was a bunch of Pez Liz stuff and K2 Kevin stuff, but we're not really seeing it anymore. Elegoo has their own host website now, so it's called Nextprint. Are you guys sick of are you sick of what I'm trying to say here, or there's Gaz again? There's Gaz again. I don't like it takes 3 days to get approval on Nextprint for my stuff to post. As a comparison, it takes less than 15 minutes to get my stuff approved on MakerWorld. There's Jank again. Felicia Day. They took down a Felicia Day post? That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, it's just gone. There's Forgecore again. There's Modern. I have not seen a single built over bot build here. This is over a year ago. Jimmy, you need to get on our Discord and promote. She's split with Fangs. I think she knows they're talking about 3D printing. Oof. Oof. Now, I remember that was when she was starting her comeback. But she had been really, really quiet. I miss Paul. Because she had been really, really quiet. And there's Lofted Goods. There's Lightspeed. There's Fulviv? I don't know how to say a name. Well, I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. There's Gaz again. There's Big Boom. Danya. Sorry, my music kind of quit on me here. I gotta put some. I'm just trying to find a repost from me. So, like one of my models they reposted. Because, like, as an end user, you should just be able to jump on their Twitter and see stuff. So, like, their stuff should be their stuff should be when I jump on their website. Sorry, when I jump on their account, there should be like I should be able to just go through it. That's a repost of a repost. There's Gaz again. Did she really? There was Hasty just there was some blowback in the 3D print community when Felicia Day came on because she was coming on promoting being sweet and doing what Felicia Day does. And then another creator. There's Harper. Oh, I love Harper. I miss Harper. And Mimic. Or Mimetic. I miss those two. There. You should be able to jump on to Thangs' Twitter and just doom scroll finding models. There's Forgecore again. There's Gaz again. Ooh, do not put candles and 3D prints together. That's my advice. There's Liz. You guys don't know, Pez Liz is a creator here over on, or sorry, not here on YouTube, on Twitch. There's Sparky Face. We haven't seen anything from Sparky Face in over a year. There's Gaz again. Oh, Lofted Goods, pardon me. Very similar designers. Nothing from Bunny either. Is she on YouTube now? Good. Jayton, if they can't promote yourself, how are they promoting that? That is a scale. That is to scale. There's Chels. Is there any way I can find the bottom? There's the Cinderwing. There's Gaz again. I guarantee you it's not a spring-powered blaster, so what? It's yours are not scale, so yours shoots dangerous BBs. I remember in Canada it's like 1.5 joules. They're too violet. Oh, violent. Oh, okay. Volatile? Sure. Four years? Yeah, so I've been with them a long time. Oh yeah, Felicia Day stuff is gone. Did Felicia Day just like straight up close her account? Or did she ban me? Let's just see if she banned me. Hold on, because maybe I'm not seeing her posts. Nope, not banned. Interesting. She deleted the post. The internet is a weird place. There's Beardy. There's a good one from Beardy. There's Maker Viking. You guys might know who Maker Viking is. There's Gaz again. There's Memetic. I miss Memetic. Oh, my print finished. I was like, what's... Yeah, 3D printed tools are not going to be strong enough to do any work. There's Alan. We love Alan. He's been through a lot. There's Crispy Rillos. There's Make Anything. We watch their videos. There's Modern Machine. I'm getting the feeling some of the comments about how favoritism is a thing on things, starting to feel that way. CL, he's just been pounding them out, man. I don't know if you guys have noticed yet or not, but there's not a single repost of anything I've done. Not a single thing. Photosmint, Forge Core. Forge Core, Photosmint, Cinderwing. What is this post from? Oh yeah, Felicia Day's gone. Alright. Maybe if you print a pyramid shape, they will feature it. I don't know, man. So Built Over Bot hasn't been mentioned by them. They were mentioned by Protopasta. I know who does this account. So that Bob there, that's just a repost from Protopasta. That's a cool picture of the leaderboard. Oh, Bob, I didn't know Uncle Jesse posted your stuff. There's some more Maker Viking. Okay, so again, haven't seen, and I release models every week. I like these guys. He does really good work. Neelan Rem. There you go, Jayton. You were mentioned over a year ago when you have 100 members joined. There's some Beardy Printer stuff. Forge Core. Just a repost to CL because he works really hard. There is multi-board. There's a little tub. Modern Machine. There's our girl Sparky Face. Nice pumpkin bearded. Man, this is actually starting to hurt my feelings. Haha, only frogs, I love it. That's another Sparky Face profile. Okay, so I think I'm done talking about Thangs. Because now it's really starting to hurt my feelings. There's Maker Viking. There's Gaz again. Like, we're digging deep here, man, because this is like over a year ago. There's Maker Viking. That's like the third post for that gargoyle head. There's another Gaz print, Uncle Jesse. Poem. Oh, Beardy, I have this book. I haven't done my interior yet, but there's Alex. We haven't seen much from Alex. There's Jayton. Weird, Jayton. Your cover page is full of plinkers, and yet they haven't said a word about you in like over a year. I made that shotgun too. I made two of them. This Lightspeed. We haven't heard from Lightspeed or Memetic. Man, a lot of people either there's Photos-Mint. Weird, they'll post a Photos-Mint, but they won't print a Lantern Lore or post a Lantern Lore. All right, I think I'm done with this. Okay, so there's Bunny. Haven't seen anything from Bunny in a while. I know she's still making stuff, but there's a floppy egg. There's Gaz again. Yeah, there's Piled. There's Gaz again. There's like IP infringement like crazy right there. Prop makers are the worst for that. Because unless you have the license to actually do the work. There's more Gaz. Gaz as well. Nope. There's Gaz again. Not a single repost of my work. There's Liz. All right, maybe I'm just done with this topic today. Maybe I'm just done with this topic for today. All right, so there are other options out there for host sites. I'm here. Okay, so one of the things is if you're not getting featured, if you're not getting attention, for example, I've had significant drop in my subscriptions. We're not done, I guess. So for example, they're like, hey, we're doing this bundle thing. The bundle should be helping other people find your work. Now, ever since the bundle dropped, a lot of people have felt they've got loss in sales. And I know it's many designers I know. Um, I also listen across multiple places, right? I have seen no growth using the bundle system. So this all came about because a designer I know, actually several designers I know, said, hey, there's some problems with Thangs. And I was like, no, they'll get it ironed out. And I was backing them. I was like, Thangs will get it ironed out. It's just growing pains since Shapeways bought them. It should benefit us all. It should be good, right? Thangs is, again, the only website that has a subscription system to me, and my Cults 3D isn't selling models. It just isn't. So it's definitely someone who knows me through my community that's subscribed to me via Thangs, right? Do I think Thangs is done? No. Do I think Thangs is in a position where it's making a lot of designers question what's going on? I can't get even on the design leagues, so let alone the Premier League, which, here's one of the designers that I was just showing, right? They do flexibles and media, but not as much as you would think. So all their models are paid, right? But this pug is from last year, not this year. So I don't know what's going on with Nutcracker. That probably just dropped. Um, Paper clips. Yeah, it don't matter. But good for them to make money, right? That's what I like to see. Um, but there's Cinderwing. Number of memberships, just under 5,000. Yeah, I don't even make the list. So, I'm probably not the best person to have opinions on this, because it doesn't really affect me. I don't know if multiboard is procedurally generated, but my guess would be it is. So they split the boards, they grew the boards, everything like that, right? There was a revision coming. There's a bunch of things coming, but I don't know. Yeah. So I don't have any advice for anyone. I don't know what to do. They don't talk to me anymore. My stalking is not even on here anymore. Oh, there it is. Sorry. There's my stalking. My bad. But I understand a lot of people are going to Patreon. Now, I originally stopped using Patreon as my distribution website because Thangs offered the opportunity to grow and be a part of a larger website. I've noticed that in YouTube videos, they don't even mention things. Top 10 download websites or whatever don't even mention things. So I don't know what that's all about. Now, for alternates hosting websites, there's a difference, right? There's a problem. So I can't have a subscription system here over on MakerWorld because I don't have 100 downloads of a single model. I'm really close. I'm like 6 away, 1 away. And it's a good ratio. People really like this. But I don't know where you would take your inventory other than Patreon to create, even if you're a small designer but have a good strong fan base and people want to buy your models. I don't know where you would take your stuff. I don't even know how I would host files on Patreon anymore. Um, so the way it used to be done, from what I saw, was it was a Google Drive access. But again, for a small designer like me with 1 or 2 subscriptions, Google, is that worth doing? Maybe. Here over on MakerWorld, the thing that you can get by participating with MakerWorld is that you can get points, and those points end up coming as Mini Maker Factory. Mini Maker Factory charges per post, so I can't do that. I can't pay for posts. So you can earn points for the quality of your model, for the number of downloads of your model, and I believe the number of interactions here on MakerWorld. Then MakerWorld tokens convert into MakerWorld or Bamboo Studios um, money. So just by hosting files on MakerWorld, you have the ability to get upgrades or buy bamboos or things like that. I know there's a few designers here who made enough points on MakerWorld to actually buy new machines. I have not. I have bought the MakerWorld parts kit. You want bamboo dollars? Post up your work. Make sure you keep promoting it, Dank. Promote the tank, man. The tank we did, promote that. It's got a place, and then we can go and do a fancier one in the future. It is what it is, right? So the other option is that you can come over here to Cults 3D. Now the thing about Cults 3D is they're not affiliated with anyone. They are just Cults 3D. They do have one of their nicest things about their web page. Yes, I have like 7,000 downloads here. I will. Holiday season has the store very busy. Good. That's what I want to hear. Did not know that. Yeah, I'm surprised that Bamboo Maker World hasn't started. They don't need to start a separate site. On Maker World, once you make 100 downloads from a model, you can then opt in for subscription. But you have to have 100 downloads on a single model before you can do that. The problem for me is in Darkstar Beacon of Doom alone, I have 400 models. It's the same problem I have with Cults 3D. I don't know how to move my inventory. It would be the same thing with Patreon. I was talking to a friend of mine, acquaintance, whatever you want to call him, and he was like, I'm just going to start doing all my new upload models, all my newest stuff, starting January 1st to Patreon. I need help with my Patreon because I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. I used to have a really good one, but I don't know. It's been years since I've used it. I would be happy to move my stuff to Patreon. I would be happy to start hosting to Patreon and posting internet information. The problem that bums me out, the thing that kills me the most, is that I know that Thangs added all of these features that we had a suggestion on. So I said to them, hey, I have a hard time writing profiles. They added the SEO optimization. I said, hey, we need analytics. They added analytics. I said, hey, you need leaderboards for different categories. They added those categories. So my experience with Thangs was really great. Now I've never worked for Thangs, so that's as an outsider and a streamer and a content creator. As you guys know, I'm just a designer who does all this extra stuff. Um, I I've been very lucky to be listened to and to have the opportunity to speak with them. So when we go to Maker World, as I'm very clear that we have a sponsored machine from Maker World. It's now well without its outside of the sponsorship. My only primary sponsor right now is Polymaker. I'm working on a couple other things, but my primary sponsor is Polymaker. I use Polymaker for everything I make. I do have, every now and again, you might see me run a different company or a different material, but everything I run now is in Polymaker. So all my charity stuff I do through Polymaker, all of my giveaways I do through Polymaker. I do everything through Polymaker. They're a really good company. And I'm shocked to see that host websites who are making the same kind of money, if not more, than a filament company like Polymaker are not treating us the same way. I did tell Fangs you need to get involved with a company that can do giveaways, that can do materials, that can do beneficial stuff. Turns out they ended up with Shapeways. I don't know much about Shapeways. None of my models will make the cut. I think one. I think the rolling truck. I don't even know how you'd purchase my stuff, to be honest with you. I think my rolling truck is you can buy this. Maybe not. Doesn't matter. So I know a lot of designers that are thinking about moving away from Thangs, and I was just here today to try and find a way. We've got break here soon. To find an alternate for you guys. So I know that if you get 100 downloads, and I'm really close right here. Go download my model. Let's see if we can make 100 today. Let me see if I can do it here. Download, print, like, all that other stuff. You know how it is. Um, you can, yeah, like there's a bunch of collections. 100 downloads is pretty good for me. That's pretty rare. So you can get into a subscription system here, but they ask for a 2-week exclusivity on it. So if you're going to post something to Maker World, they ask that it be 2 weeks exclusive to their website, and then you can redistribute it. Cults 3D does not ask for any exclusivity. They're just a host website. You can see here I've got some models up. The tanks are up. The models are up. Everything's like that. There you go. Did we hit 100? Nice. Um, I keep forgetting to post to cults because I keep focusing on Thangs, because I do have a following on Thangs, although I'm down to 1 or 2. Um, so I like subscription systems, though there has been some debate on individual model versus subscription. Now, granted, if a model is $4 and a subscription is $10, what's the major difference, right? Um, Thingiverse has hinted at in the future, maybe they will do a subscription system. I don't know anything about it. I don't talk to Thingiverse. Um, the thing they have is they're the largest website. They've been around the longest. They're the largest. Everybody goes to Thingiverse, but you're not, like they said, right? The way Thingiverse looks at it is, as a designer, you're not going to make an income off of websites, which I disagree with because I do know people making an income off websites. You're not going to make an income off a website, so you won't. So they're not really interested in that. I think there's more in the background than that, but I will point out that the last time I did the math, it was like something like 32 hours of ads over a year for my models. No, they are not backtracking on it. I have not heard anything about it. They have said, in an interview, they said, it is nice for people to make money off it, but you're not going to make a career out of making models through host websites. I could disagree because there are people on Patreon, there are people on Thangs, there are people on Mini Maker Factory, and there are people on Cults making actual livable wages through a website. So this is Patreon. This is my Patreon. It needs a massive update. I need to get more active on it. I do need to start scheduling things to that website. This is not me self-promoting. This is just me telling you what's available. Um, where else are we here? Do I have Nextprint up? I don't even think I have Nextprint on my list anymore. So Printables also has a subscription system available. I don't know what the requirements are of it, but you can come in here and subscribe to them. So you've got 24 members here, you've got 17 here, 100. Flexies are really popular, let me tell you. Wow, both printers just finished. Nice. I have like one more thing to do. But you're seeing like small numbers here. But that's actually at $10, that's $430 a month, right? Now I know everybody is pushing their prices way, way down. I won't. I have lowered my prices for sure, but my time is worth something, my effort is worth something, and the fact that you have a personal license to manufacture allows you're not just buying it once. You're not buying a model for $4 and that's it, right? You got a sugar mama? Yeah, but Dank, we want to get you super successful with your store, right? So currently your options, if you want to move away from Thangs, most people are moving to um, Patreon. But remember, there was a mass exodus not that maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, of Patreon because there was a bunch of weird things going on with Patreon. So this stuff is very cyclical. Um, I'm probably not the guy to tell you where to go or how to do it because I have no idea. What I can tell you is I know that Printables now has a subscription system if you're interested in moving there. I do know that Cults is actually a very big download website for Europeans. I can tell you that Nextprint, which I don't even have on my list anymore, this is the Elegoo website. They are giving out credits. There's the $1 Million Creator Fund. They are giving out credits. But I have zero traction on here, like none. So, you know, one of my jack-o'-lanterns on a different site, I like posting my stuff on Maker World since I don't have a lot of designs to post. My problem is I don't know how to move my inventory. I have something like 400 to 500 models that I need to move. So the problem that so it's the same problem CGS that has happened was when I started, Printables was very clicky. So you can even see here, I've been on Printables for years. I have like 6,000 downloads, and I have designers. Oh, nominate designers. You can't nominate yourself. Okay. So, but I have 136 followers and 100 following. Maker World, I have roughly the same number. I'm actually following way more designers on Maker World. I have 641 downloads on Maker World. I have 6,000 downloads on printables. I have been able to redeem, unless that's me downloading 6,000 files, could be. It's I can go on Maker World with my 135, which actually just went up. Um, Maker World, and I now have redeemable points that I can get to repair my bamboo or get filament. Or actually, one of the things that I like is the Maker Supply, where you can get parts. Right? So Cyberbrick is one of the things I'm very interested in. Right? I want the Cyberbrick Mega Pack, this thing. What I want. Because it's a lot easier than the other one I have, but I should be able, give me a minute, and by the new year, I should be able to come up with some new things. But this is what happens when a manufacturer has a host website. That's the difference, right? Printables should be able to do the same thing. Printables is a much smaller company than Bamboo Labs, though. But what I'm here to talk about is the environments. Like, for example, I'm not very popular on printables. I'm not very popular on um, Maker World, but I'm able to get something for all my effort. And these are all free models. There's nothing on here that's paid. And I have been uploading things, right? So, and I really like when it like I like Bamboo, but I like the story of Prusa, right? Prusa machines. I like their story. So again, I need to start focusing on here, but I think does it tell me how many models I have? 240 models on here. Now I don't know if it's because I don't have a lot of printed models on here, because I'm really this was back when I didn't have a very good phone, so I didn't bother posting pictures because I constantly got the criticism, potato camera, bad photos, da 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 da. I actually got it one time from on a Discord, and I was like, well, if you want better photos, you can buy me a new camera. To which it just shut whoever the criticism was. They just shut up, right? So I I don't know where I fit in the world of designers. I don't even know where I fit in the world of streamers and content creators. But what I can say is I do my best to help everyone succeed, and we're always looking for new options. So yes, Printables has a host subscription system. Maker World has a host subscription system. Although there's a caveat, you must have 100 downloads on a single model before you can do that. Cults 3D, you can straight up just sell models. I don't think I've sold a single model on Cults. Um, My Mini Maker Factory, I'm pretty sure has a listing price. So you have to pay. It's kind of like eBay or Etsy. You have to pay to post your model. As far as I know, Thingiverse does not have and has no plans directly to have a subscription system or buy models option. Um, and a lot of people are moving over to Patreon again. Now remember, everyone was leaving Patreon and went over to places like, for example, because like a lot of these sites are new, but moved over to Thangs. So I know I've been really, really hard on Thangs today. My statement to Thangs would be, if you think my criticisms are wrong, okay. If you think my criticisms are somewhat founded, can you do something about it? Your Discord is not active. There's really no reason to join their Discord unless you are getting the updates on the clients, or sorry, the host site. But that's not really that big a deal because that information can be disseminated via email or via by in website chat, which is what Printables does, MakerWorld does. Um, but you need to go back through this video things and look at how many times you featured the exact same designer. And I know, well, I don't know, but I have a sneaking suspicion that you pay creators to come to Thangs to draw attention to Thangs. Instead of lifting up small creators, you have rules and stipulations, which is fine, but you keep hosting the exact same creators. I believe actions like that stale the 3D print environment and will only hurt the website. I've talked about this as a designer. I've talked this as a creator on Twitch. Our goal is to grow the environment so that everyone sees these machines as microwaves. If we're not doing that, then we're just poisoning the well. Because there will be no growth, there will only be shrinkage, and no one will take the industry serious, and then no one will make any money at all. And that, I think, is going to be the problem. So instead of us all making money, we all end up putting time into things that won't grow. And I do believe in my heart of hearts that there is going to be a bubble burst in the 3D print environment because everyone makes the same thing, and companies like Youthangs keep promoting the same designers over and over again. You host websites. It goes for Maker World, it goes for Thangs, goes for Cults, goes for Thingiverse. You should be trying to get new eyes, and you should be trying to sell my stuff. You should be trying to get people interested in me, and then when I'm making you some money, you should move on to the next. But the fact that there isn't 3 posts a day, which you can automate, to the Thangs Twitter account, posting new designers, old designers, and popular designers, tells me that your interest is not in social media. Because anything you can do for TikTok, you can do for Instagram, you can do for Twitter, you can do for Facebook. My job is to make things. Your job is to sell my things. That's why you are a host website. The same thing goes for Twitch. Twitch, you should be introducing new people to me every chance you get. You should not be posting and liking and showing favoritism to creators who are a problem for the platform that will make Amazon mad. Because I guarantee you, Amazon would like me to grow, so it grows the platform, so there's more and more people using the platform for people who have relative interests that are not political. Because you're scaring people away, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's out of my world. I don't know. I'm going to take a break, and then I guess that's all I have to say about this. So unless people have comments, interests, remember we're here on YouTube, so please like the channel, please subscribe, and please leave a comment below. And I'll be back soon. right, guys, we're going to call it here for YouTube. I'm going to take a little time, and then I'll be back on Twitch. Thank you all for tuning into this YouTube. I wanted to put this on YouTube so it stays put. I think people need to look at this. I hope Thangs looks at it. I think this is a real fair criticism. I don't think I've been unfair. I've been very honest about their help in the past. And just as you joined Maker Viking, I was just going over to Twitch, man. Everybody give it a like. And I'll see you guys in a bit. We'll be over on Twitch. All right, everybody, please enjoy the outro, and I'll see you in 15 minutes.